Hey guys, my name is Jack, and welcome back to my second video on the channel, the first of the Dicey Dungeons series. Like I said yesterday, we're staying in that realm of roguelite because as of right now, it's what I'm most comfortable with. It's something I've always been a fan of, and I just feel like it's best for what I got going on here. Dicey Dungeons is a game that came out sometime last year. I played a little bit of it, really liked it, but then just got caught up in a lot of classwork. So I'm really glad to have the opportunity to jump back into it. This is, I was planning on starting like a new save for it because I think that would just be more interesting to follow along with. But unfortunately, I couldn't figure out how to do that. I don't know if they have that like programmed into the game. But honestly, the I can still play back in the older stuff, so it's not like anything's really going to be getting missed essentially. So we are going to start with the warrior, who's the first character, I believe. Yeah, I think so. If I just press start here, I should get the opportunity to go back and play episode 1. So yeah, you have 6-ish different characters in this game. They each have like 5 or 6 different episodes, which is just like a run kind of thing. So yeah, welcome back to Dicey Dungeons.
Oh,
Remember,
no,
if
no,
you'd like
no.
to be on the show, just write to us here at Dungeons.
Ah.
Don't forget to whisper your most secret hope into the envelope. It's got this really unique style to it that I really like. This is kind of the setup that we're looking at here. And yeah, so we're on floor 1. This one it's pretty simple. You know, you'll catch along with it. There's items, floors, just like most roguelites. And so I'm not really going to focus, like I said in the last episode, not going to focus too much on gameplay talk. Click on an enemy, go and fight him, and let's get this started. So this time I don't really have like all the intro stuff to go through, so I came through with a little bit of a better idea of what I wanted to talk about. I will still adjust a little bit. Basically, each character has a certain amount of dice, as shown right here, that they start off with each turn, and then these are their little cards or items that you input the values into, and you can change them. There's really no point in me changing this right now because I don't have anything else to put it into. Yeah, but I came in to this episode with a little bit of a better idea of what I wanted to talk about. Just interesting um, topics. The first thing has just been really interesting to me that I noticed the other day was, I don't know if you guys saw, I think here I'm just going to re-roll this a couple times, see if I can get something without having to press the 6 and take that damage, but nah, it's better off this way. I don't know if you guys saw about the 6ix9ine, the rapper controversy that appeared the other day. Now, I do want to preface this by saying normally I don't really want to get involved in political topics. I don't consider this very political. It's just, I guess, more a moral kind of question that can I should have used that Fury, I think. That can get the same kind of volatile reaction from people if they're not on the same side. But essentially, the whole thing was he volunteered to donate a lot of money, a substantial amount of money, to a charity that was meant to feed children who were going hungry due to the pandemic that is ongoing. Now, that charity, I don't know the charity name off the top of my head, but it's more the principle that's important here. They declined because most of you guys probably know if you've heard of the guy. He was arrested sometime last year for being, if I remember correctly, involved in gang-like activities and such. And he only recently got out of prison, I think, because of he has asthma and they were able to get him out because of coronavirus concerns. Now here, let's go ahead. I don't have the 6, so I can't add extra poison damage, but at least I can get the hits in. Dicey Dungeons has always been really hard for me, so if I fail, I'm just gonna probably do another run here, or if I fail early, because this guy's hitting hard. And oh, that's super good. Yeah, so they refused the money essentially and told him to take it somewhere else. Now I found this really interesting because on one hand I definitely understand where they're coming from. You know, it's a charity. They're effectively designed to do good for the community, and it's just not a good look to interact with somebody who has such a negative image in terms of moral value. I mean, obviously he has a ton of fans and is extremely successful. I think his most recent music video that he released a week or so ago has like the most views on YouTube in a single day ever or something crazy like that. Obviously it's going to drum up some attention, but he's not known for being a good person, and his criminal past kind of just reflects poorly on them. But don't you think they should still have taken the money? I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter where the money comes from. It's more about helping people. That's kind of how I see it. And I also think that they really, I mean, they kind of had a good way to go through it, if anything. Like, all they had to do was, I don't know, make a public message, be like, hello, we do not condone 6ix9ine's actions, but due to the current situation, we have to take this money. And obviously he could take the money away for that kind of slanderous talk, but still that puts them in the high ground compared to where they are now. And I think if that would have happened, they probably would have gotten even more attention if they were going to take the money and then he withdrew that. Like, I just thought that was really interesting. I mean, don't get me wrong, I understand where they're coming from. I personally don't like the guy, and not just because I think his music is extremely not good. This is not going to be a good turn. This guy's going to smack me. But, you know, I think you kind of got to pick your battles. The wizard's pretty crazy. He's got all sorts of abilities. Burning 2 of my dice is going to be a real trick to deal with. So I think you got to reroll for a 6 here, because you never know if you'll be able to hit that poison, which is great. Go for the 5 damage. I could hit him with... I should have doubled up that other one. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and hit him for that, see what we can get going next turn. Alright. Look at all these spells. I can't even read them before this dude goes with his turn. Like, what did he just do to me? We're gonna go ahead and re-roll a few times. Same old deal. Wow. That was a bummer. I think if we just go ahead and do this, go ahead and Fury into a double hit, we should be able to take that guy out pretty easily. I do think that this whole, and like, I think everybody who's like kind of putting out content during this time period says they don't really want to talk about what's going on because it's a bit of a bummer, but it's kind of hard to have any topic without really leaning into it a little bit. And what I'm saying regarding 6ix9ine, I think it raises an interesting topic, and it's the idea that a lot of the stuff that's been going on recently has kind of shown the absolutely wild relationship we have with our celebrities. I think the problem is that either we take them too seriously or they take themselves too seriously, or a little bit of both. I have not been getting lucky on those rerolls. It's barely even worth it. We'll just go ahead and bump this up, get a little bit more damage in. I think this is really prevalent when you, I think you guys probably heard about the Imagine video that came out towards the beginning of the crisis, actually, where Gal Gadot, sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, I've never been able to do that, and a legion of other celebrities decided to, I'm just going to take the hit here, I'm going to be using that die anyways, decided to post a video where they were singing a song, and people claimed that the act of doing so was tone deaf. And I do understand where it's coming from, because the message of the song is essentially imagine what it would be like to not have anything, or at least that's my understanding. I think I just lowered my dice to 1. What a bummer. Go ahead and re-roll that a couple times. If I can bump this up to... There we go. Now another 6 or even a 4 I think would kill this guy. 3. If I fear... I think I'm just going to Fury just to save us some health. Okay, or not. I totally slipped up there. So he'll be down to 1 HP. He's going to do a lot of damage here, but I should be able to survive. And then go ahead and finish him off. This is going to be a close run. Definitely need some items here if I'm going to want to walk this one off. But yeah, so items here. Max 5 damage. Especially with the situation now, I think Boomerang's a little too dangerous. I think the added shield is going to be good. Oh, thank God this apple's here. Oh, wait, we leveled up anyways. Or I can't remember. Do we only get health on level ups, or do we get it whenever we win a battle? I can't remember. Yeah, and I think that I think in the end, what they were trying to do with that video was trying to make entertain people, which at the end of the day is their job. So I think it was I think people overreacted when they were making fun of the celebrities for just trying to add some kind of happiness. And I mean, I understand they're not really changing the world, but I can't understand why people just attack them like that. Personally. Um, but that's kind of the most divisive topic I was thinking about talking about today. I just kind of wanted to give my opinion on those. It's been really important and prevalent over the past couple weeks. Another thing that recently has become more prevalent, just gonna hit this guy with the poison off the rip here, and I think he'll be dead. Another thing that's really been prevalent over the past couple weeks is the return of Rick and Morty. Now, if you know me, this show is I'm very torn on it because I've been watching it since it came out, and obviously things have changed as it's gotten more popular. And I don't want to be like the hipster person here, but regardless of when you've become a fan, it's almost impossible to deny that the fan base now, or at least the outspoken fan base on the internet, is absolutely toxic. I'm gonna focus here just to see what items I want to buy. Can add more shield, boomerang. Like I said, I think it's a little too risky. Do 3 damage. I think running a poison build here could be pretty useful. I think that should automatically equip a spike shield. Yeah, I think I like what we're going with here. Yeah, so just I've been with the recent episodes, especially, it's been noticeable because I think in the past the problem with the Rick and Morty fan base has more or less been with the people who aren't involved, where they're overly hyped about it, where they're pushing it down people's throats and acting like you have to be the smartest person ever to understand the humor. I think that's obviously become the meme. Quick six, gonna go ahead and destroy this guy. Here you get a max at 3, so I want to reroll this actually to get it lower, if that's possible. Well, of course it's okay, perfect. Yeah, but I think recently, after watching this new series of episodes up until the one that came out yesterday or 2 days ago, I think the fan base has been turning inwards, and not just because they're realizing they're toxic, but they're starting to become elitist about the episodes themselves, acting like the new content is nothing like it used to be. And I mean, as somebody who's been around forever, I think that Rick and Morty is just about as consistent of a show as it gets. You'll have some episodes that are a little less than great, some episodes that are absolutely mind-bending and feats of TV, but I think the main problem is just the people. It's one of those things, like I've said it before, if I hadn't seen Rick and Morty before and my only perspective of the show was its state right now with the people playing it or watching it, I don't think I'd be able to watch it, just because the fan base is just so insane. All the stuff with harassing people at McDonald's when the Szechuan sauce came out and they weren't able to get enough of it. I mean, it's just crazy how wild people get over that kind of stuff. And I also think that, it's one thing that I will say, because I do think in the end it's a good show, and probably most of the people who watch it aren't horrible like the spoken minority seems to be. I'm just going to bump this one because I'm not sure I'm going to get a low enough number there to hit again. I will say that if you have not, or if you have seen Rick and Morty and you are a fan of it, I just got to give a shameless plug to something I wasn't even a part of in Community. I mean, Community, I've always said it, it's essentially Rick and Morty, but with actual people. And obviously that's not a one-to-one. Did he mess my stuff up? Yeah, weaken here, temporarily weaken some of the opponent or the equipment, so I don't get the poison on that thing. Add value there. Go ahead and hit for 3, and I need this to be a 4, please. Wait, he's poisoned. He's dead anyways. Yeah, I mean, Community, it has, especially once you get later in the show, it has similar high concept stuff to Rick and Morty that is just extremely entertaining. It's my favorite show of all time. They just did the live table read the other day, and it's hard to explain just how happy that I was when all that came out. It was a lot of fun, and I'm really glad to see that it has picked up a recent or more. I don't really want to buy any of this, honestly. It's been getting more popular recently because it's appeared on this. Yeah, this guy's, he's really useful because you can pay him to upgrade some stuff. Or do I have to pay him, or does he just automatically do one of them? I think a good one here would be adding the amount of damage, or ooh, bump 2 is good as well. I think I'll go bump 2. Um, yeah, it's Rick and Morty has or not Rick and Morty. Community has been getting a lot more popular because it's appeared on Netflix recently, and I think some of the guys involved with it are doing a podcast now, and it's just really awesome to see all the success it's getting. Um, and I'm really glad that it moved over to Netflix because this might actually, now that I think about it, I thought that the first things I talked about might be the most um, provocative, but I think depending on the audience, what I'm about to say could be worse. Moving from Hulu, or I guess it's still on Hulu, but moving to Netflix and not just exclusively being available on Hulu is a big thing because Hulu is terrible. It's actually insane how. I mean, okay, look, this is criticism, not slander, because I don't want to get sued, but compared to some other stuff that is on the market, the interface is insane. I still can't believe, it still surprises me that when you open Hulu, it doesn't automatically bring you to your most recently watched. Like, that just seems like such a obvious go-to in my eyes. Like, how is that not? I don't know. I guess they just want to suggest some stuff. And don't get me wrong, I still think that there are a lot of positives to Hulu. Like, they have all the access to the FX shows, and I still stand by the fact that FX has some of the best television content that's being put out today. Do I even want to go over to that buy thing? I only have 5 coins. I'd have to go through 2 enemies to get there. We'll see how this fight goes. Yeah, but the shows are great. It's insane, a lot of the problems that it has. And the user face just isn't very intuitive. Like, how you have, like, I don't know, there's just problems that I'd have to have it open to really show, but it's not always easy to switch between episodes and all that kind of stuff. It's just, I think that Netflix is killing it in terms of the actual, let's go ahead and bump this twice, like, feeling of it and what's going on with it, as opposed to, I do think Hulu does often have a lot of the better shows and movies. I mean, it really just depends what you're looking for. The best is obviously, it's HBO, hands down. If you haven't seen many of HBO's recent content, you're sincerely missing out. So this is an interesting situation. She shocked my stuff, so in order to use this stuff, I have to give 1 die up, essentially. So what I like to do here, I can place the bump there, and it just generates a new dice, because adding 1 to 6 doesn't give you a 7 die. I can throw that down there, and go ahead and go for that damage. I still don't have a 3. I think I'll just go here. Go ahead and bump this. Reroll this die a couple times. Come on, come on, come on. Nah, no, whatever. Yeah, so I've always just had problems with Hulu personally. It's weirdly annoying for how late in the game it is. All of the streaming services really have their problem. I think the fact that there are so many streaming services in general is almost inherently a problem. I think I'm going to bump it again just to get that extra die, because I want a little bit more breathing room, even though she's dead, now that I think about it. Yeah, I mean, it's like everybody always says, it's basically turning back into cable. I think it's a little bit more customizable, as opposed to some cable packages, but it really is getting expensive if you want to go for everything. I think I'm just going to go down to the next floor. I think we're in a good spot here. Famous last words, I think, because these enemies are all crazy. Paper Knight is level 5. You look so defeatable, but deep down, I can see it in those eyes. Speaking of those eyes, let's just go ahead and fight Crystalina over here. Yeah, so I think just all the content that we have online is just insane now. Like, all the stuff you can do. Yeah, I can see the irony coming from the fact that I'm mentioning how much content there is online, and now I'm sitting here expecting people to watch my videos where I just talk about nonsense and play a game that nobody's ever heard of. There's no reason to reroll this. I can't do anything. And speaking of ironically starting a YouTube channel in the weirdest possible time, yesterday I stumbled upon just a tragic story where it might be some deep YouTube lore that I just did not know about, until yesterday, but I saw this video where a kid was uploading. It was like he had some like Mario related channel, and he was uploading videos. And I guess he got the story is he got a single dislike on one of his videos. And since he's a young kid, he didn't really know how to handle that. And so he decided to make a video specifically called "Don't Dislike My Videos" or something like that in all caps. And the guy, he just comes in, he's yelling at the video, he's cussing people out, saying all kinds of crazy things, um, telling people not to dislike his video. And yeah, of course, as the internet does, that video has like tens, maybe hundreds of thousands of dislikes, and he ended up having to quit YouTube. His mom told him to. I mean, we're talking a really young kid here, and seeing that, just the power of the internet was absolutely tragic, because that kid was really young, and I mean, this guy's basically dead. There's no reason to continue to fight. The poison build is really going well here. I think I'm killing enemies before I even realize half the time. Yeah, people are just absolutely brutal, and I understand it's a bit of a joke just to launch at the kid like that, and I don't know, maybe it makes some people feel elitist that they're just able to roast this kid, but man, like, I feel like that could do some serious stuff to your ego that just has lasting pain. And you know, I mean, obviously I don't think I'm gonna get as popular as that kid, but potentially looking down the barrel of it is not something that I'm very stoked about. Go ahead and hit this. You know, one thing I realized, I have not been using Fury at all this run, which is a little stressful given that I might die against this guy. Cursing, attack a little bit, blinds my dice. Okay, blind is not horrible. Okay, I'm definitely going to want to go ahead and Fury into this. So that did a lot of damage. The problem here is I don't know what these die are. Oh, wait, no, that's not what... Oh, wait, okay, he did. He cursed. Curse basically means that there's a 50% chance whenever you use something, it just completely negates it and takes the thing away. I'm basically only alive because it did not do that to this attack here. So I think the best option here, reroll this. Okay, yeah, this is good. He'll be on his last legs after this one. Yeah, so that was really just a tough kind of series of events to watch, because I feel like that happens a lot. And I think most people probably weren't doing it to ruin the kid's life, but man, I'm sure that had some lasting effects. So I think, yeah, just go for the kill here. Finish that guy off. You know, it honestly, I think it's been since maybe December, maybe early January since I've played a run here. And definitely go upgrade equipment on this one. +1, it's fine, but I think with what we got going, one of these two, I think, yeah, this is going to do more damage in the long haul, I believe, without cracking out the calculator. That's, oh wait, I get another upgrade actually. Go ahead and, yeah, I'll go ahead and do this as well. Yeah, wow, I think for the first time I lost my train of thought on this actually, but go ahead and fight this Paper Knight. I really love the designs in this game. The music is good too. That's one thing I'm nervous about. I tested it out a little bit, but I still feel like just this game is so loud. Like I changed the settings in OBS, but for me, I'm still getting like I don't know. I was nervous about lowering it too much in-game and in OBS, so I'm just completely eating the loudest volume possible. I did not say volume. I said volume, just in the incorrect way. Why am I doing more than I have to on this one? Yeah, this should be a pretty easy fight. Yeah, okay, what I was saying, it's been a while since I've played, but I think after this floor is when we get the boss that we have to fight. Locked dice are absolutely ice cold, because there's nothing I can do about that. Just kind of have to finesse some better rolls here. This is going to be extremely useful. You know what, I should have bumped that. Oh, that was a slip up a little bit, but go ahead. Might as well just throw this in. We'll go ahead and hit for a little bit of extra damage. He'll be down to 12 after this. Yeah, I believe after this floor we should be fighting the boss, which do I think I'm ready for a boss fight right now? Well, pretty much heavily relies on if I end after this with a heal. I think all I gotta do is hit for this and then end the turn and this guy gets iced. Cool. So that was an easy one. Totally forgot about that gargoyle we have to go through. Pea shooter, that is not a good item. pretty clear by the name. Okay, so I can... Oh, I can buy both these. I've been saving up my money, so go ahead and finally upgrade the sword that I've been using this whole time. And buy this apple as well. I will say that I think I am intending on continuing the series because it's a game I've always wanted to beat, but I heard it gets super, super hard. Like I unlocked maybe like 4 of the characters and did like 1, maybe 2 episodes for each, and it was getting challenging. There is one character like called the Witch, who is just absolutely horrible. I'm already dreading having to maintain a stream of consciousness while playing with those characters because it's just absolutely mind-melting. The amount of thought, it just completely floods the mind, so we'll see how that goes. I think I'm going to just go ahead and save Fury. I'm nervous that if I use it now, I won't be able to regen it in time for the boss fight, because I think as soon as I go down to the next floor, I get hit with the boss. If not, then it's going to be a little bit of a waste, but I think I'll live. Just going for max damage here is probably the best call. Try to re-roll these into a 6, pretty much perfect. If I would have doubled that, I could have gotten the kill, but like I said, I really want to keep it. He's dead either way. I don't think this guy could possibly do 31 damage to me. Yeah, he even got a bad roll. So just go ahead and finish him off. And we'll move on here. One thing that I was thinking about after the last episode is, I think I mentioned it a little bit. Oh, we get some apples here. Public speaking is something that's interesting. I mentioned it, that I had an actual class. Okay, so we got, don't even try it. Why, there you, Scathatch, something like that. Yeah, one thing that I even noticed, I think I even said this to my public speaking teacher, is that I will never ever stop saying It's like, it's gone beyond just being a vocal filler and is now just, I feel like it's deeply ingrained in my personality. And I can't imagine, like I'm focusing so hard right now on the words I'm saying as not to say it, but okay. So I'm entirely ready to beat you, just so you know. Is immune to lock and freeze. Luckily our run is not built on either of those, or else that would have been tough to handle. I think off the rip I just want to re-roll. Amazing. So 6. Just gonna thread. Okay, actually I should have hit that with a really early Fury. Reroll. Okay, I'll see if I can get a 5 here. If not, I'll boost it. Okay, that's really good. Go ahead and do that. I think I want to boost this just so we can also get double damage. Because if I go ahead and hit that, go ahead Fury into this, should get 5 poison. I think I could have done a little bit better with that, but you know, it's not perfect. Jeez, look at all this. 5. She only rolls 1 die, so holy crap. This is going to be a painful turn for me. So off the rip, we're going to go this, just bump it, just get it out of the way. Add some more poison there. We got a 5. Oh wow, I did not expect. Man, I could have been using Fury this whole time. It comes back way faster than I expected. I think we just do the exact same thing as last turn. Bump up the damage a little bit. And then we're going to just go for broke. Well, actually, no. Ouch. Should not have done both of those yet. Go ahead and try to get it perfect. And it's going to be down to 10 health. So unless she really ices me here, I should be able to kill her on this turn. And that wasn't great for me, but yeah, if I just go ahead and I'll bump this for a little bit of flair, hit her with that, she should be dead. All right, I just got an achievement, inflict 10 poison. Really? I have not done that before. All right, we got the closing here. It's time for another visit to the victory stage. Let's all hold your breath and think about all the things you could do with your heart's desire if you win. Go ahead and spin here. Obviously, bit of a gimmick, but you know, gets the job done. Not this time, but we'll see you soon for another episode, and another chance. So yeah, as you can see, I've done episode 1 and 2 for the warrior, and then I've completed these episodes. But I'll probably end up running through them again. If not, I mean, we might bounce around a little bit. It's not like it's a heavy plot related game. It's kind of just more achievement based. Yeah, so I think we're done for this episode. Got the challenge complete. Not really interested in that. And yeah, title card here. Alright guys, thank you for watching my second video. Tomorrow we'll be back with the Binding of Isaac, finally getting to play my favorite game of all time. Again, can't wait. We're going to restart. I definitely know I can start a new save file from there. Normally those runs, the early runs for that are pretty quick, so I might do 1 or 2 depending on how much talking I feel like I'm able to do. Yeah, so I think that's all I got for you. If you liked the video, go ahead and prove it by liking the actual, by physically liking it. Go ahead and subscribe if you want to. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you.